Stevie and Tay, and we're Australian Samoan twins born and raised out west. We'll be sharing real and authentic content that encompasses the true essence of who we are and what we stand for, which is self-love, self-care, and self-education. Hey everyone! Thank you so much for joining us again. It's been a few crazy busy weeks for the both of us, and so that's why we're a little behind in posting this episode, but we didn't want to rush it because we feel that this topic that we're about to talk about is a very important topic. So throughout our episodes, we've touched on many things, but today we want to start a conversation about something we're both passionate about, and that is self-education. It's funny to look back and think about how far we've both come. I never enjoyed learning at school. I always flunked assignments and I cram studied right before exams. I really was only at school for the social aspect of it. And I, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. I would put so much pressure on myself. I took school so seriously. I wanted to get top marks every single time, and I just remember exams and assignments always being so stressful. Fast forward to now, and I've gone back to school. I'm currently studying at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I never thought I would enjoy studying as much as I am today, and that is because my perception and attitude has completely changed. I love to learn. We both do. We actually crave it, and it fuels our fire. We seek new information all the time and try and learn something new every day. So it's really amazing how much there is to know and learn in the world, and once you do start to know some things, you realize there's actually a whole lot more that you don't know. Yeah. And that's the beauty of self-education. Beauty of life, really. You'll never get to an age where you know it all, so there's always something new to learn. Yeah. So we're huge advocates for self-education. We think it's so important, especially when it comes to self-growth. Yep. It means always remaining curious about things, looking into both sides of the story, having the courage to critically think for yourself, and always seeking the truth, even if that means going against majority. So one of the most profound moments of self-growth for me through self-education was when I attended the Truth About Cancer Symposium in Texas last year with my mum. I came back from that and I felt as happy, and like I can't even describe the feeling. It was the same feeling I had on my wedding day, and I know that sounds crazy to say, and I came back and my husband was like, what, you went to something about cancer and you were as happy as our wedding day? Like, it did not make sense. But for me, I had so many revelations there, and I just felt like I was home. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but I was surrounded by strangers who felt like instant friends, and professionals and experts and all different people from all walks of life, from all around the world. They're sharing their stories, all in love, and there was no judgment. The energy in the room was truly incredible, and I feel like that was a really transformational time in my life and an experience that I'll never forget. So for me, it was a time that I lived in Japan. In 2014, my husband and I moved to Japan for his job, and at that time I wasn't able to work. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this free time that I have on my hands to really do something in my life that I really was passionate about and wanting to do, and that was to learn more about health and self-education. So I spent a lot of that time reading lots of health books, watching documentaries, watching different seminars online, reading different articles. I also pushed myself out of my comfort zone by traveling around by myself, doing different hikes, trying to meet different people. Obviously, living in Japan, it's a non-English speaking country, so I had to kind of embrace the culture and the language, and I loved it. Pushing myself outside of my comfort zone also allows so much personal growth and development. So that was a really profound time in my life in terms of self-education, self-growth. With an open heart and an open mind, there is so many ways that you can self-educate. You don't just have to pick up a book or watch a documentary. I mean, that's how we love to self-educate. A few of the ways we love to self-educate. There's so many things you can do. So find out what works for you, what resonates with you, how you enjoy to learn things, and go from there and do that. That could mean that you listen to podcasts while you walk. It could mean that you join different groups that are aligned with your beliefs, and just sharing different experiences and talking within a community can really open up your perspective and your mind to different things and different experiences in life that, you know, other people have come across. I think sharing stories is for me, it's a powerful thing.
And you can do that in so many ways, and that is a form of self-education and self-growth. Learning more about yourself and about other people helps you to get to a better understanding of yourself and the world, I guess. Different experiences that we give ourselves by throwing ourselves out of our comfort zone, the more that we will kind of have more awareness and perspective of what's going on and how you feel within yourself. And I think awareness precedes choices and informed choices. So once you're aware, or you've raised your awareness about a certain topic or an issue or current affairs going on in the world, awareness to me means that you can make an informed decision. Critically thinking for yourself these days is so critical. It's so important. It's important. Yeah. A lot of us, unfortunately, are kind of asleep, I guess, or work on default. So we're always learning, trying to grow and evolve as a human being. I think just trying to become the best versions of ourselves possible, and I don't think you can ever stop working on yourself. You should look at yourself as a work in progress. There's always work to do. Totally. There's always better ways that you can do things, and better ways that you can love your family, better ways that you can live your life. There's a great saying that goes, do the best until you know better, then once you know better, do better. There's lots of information out there that's constantly changing and evolving. Research is being done, so to keep abreast of all information is important, and both sides of the argument too. So over the years, we've built up a collection of trustworthy resources, and we've searched high and low to find experts and professionals who are really trying to educate and awaken the world with their knowledge. In saying that, we also want to remind you that you don't need to be an expert or, have all these credentials and qualifications to know how to critically think for yourself. Yeah. There's so many people that say to me in particular, oh, well, you're not a doctor, and what's your qualifications? And I always say, hey, I don't need qualifications to know how to read a book and self-educate and have self-awareness and be able to think logically and critically for myself, and to be able to make truly informed decisions and choices, or whatever that may be in my life. So just trust in your ability and your innate intelligence, I guess. And you can use all of these things to reclaim and optimize your health. It's about listening to your intuition, taking information, listening to what resonates or what feels right for you, and going from there. When it comes to finding information, there's a few things that we don't do, and we don't rely on mainstream media, we don't watch the 6 p.m. news, we don't read newspapers. I know it sounds a bit weird, but we like to get our information and news from sources that don't have hidden agendas, that report truthful news and share love and light, I guess. We want to absorb information and in every possible sense, so that's either, from what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're listening to. We want information and news, and seek information and news that empowers and expands our minds and uplifts our souls. Now, we know there's probably some critics out there who might find this a bit absurd and dismiss some alternate sources as, a conspiracy theory, or here's Dr. Google again. But actually, we live in such a unique and really empowering time where we have information at the tip of our fingers. We can jump online and dig for evidence and information ourselves. And I think we should use that in a positive way to empower ourselves and educate ourselves, instead of, just thinking, oh, well, what do I know? Or I can't understand this information. Well, actually, yes, you can. And if you can't, then seek people, like-minded people around you to help you figure out what this information is. Decipher the information, because it is overwhelming at times. But the point is to realize and remember what resonates with you. What speaks to your soul, speaks to your heart and not your head. What feels right and good for you. We live in an age of technology, and never before have we been able to share information, connect with communities online, or research ourselves. We believe that this is why there's been a huge paradigm shift in the perception of true healthcare. We know that learning new information can sometimes be a little confronting and overwhelming, but don't let fear take over. Being informed breaks down the walls of fear, so that you can always make decisions not out of fear but out of love. By advocating self-education, we want to encourage you to make sure that your beliefs are truly your own, and not the beliefs of an establishment or of authorities, or even maybe what you've learned at school. Trust your gut, listen to your intuition and what feels right for you.
Don't be afraid to live, speak, and seek your truth and empower yourself through self-education. That way you can feel empowered by knowing you are making informed choices for yourself and your family that are truly yours. The important thing here is to remember to never stop questioning. As Dr. Rashid Buttar, who is a physician we both look up to, says, without questioning there is no learning, and without learning there is no growth. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and some of the things we have said has resonated with you. Like always, if you've got any questions or feedback, comment below, share this episode with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.